Hey, I'm Matt Hudgens, and he's Dave Mulvaney, and this is Profitability MD. Dave, how you doing today, buddy?
Man, I'm doing great. How are you?
Life is good. Spring is in the air, my friend.
Is in the air. I'm liking
it. All right, episode 73, I believe. 73.
Yes.
Reasons to join a mastermind group. How about that? Reasons to join a mastermind group. I think most of us have heard some variation of this, that you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. I've heard that from Tony Robbins, from Eben Page. I think maybe Jim Rohn might have come up with that. But you're the average of the 5 people you hang out with. And you were going to mention mastermind groups coming from one of your books you just pulled off the shelves.
Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. I don't know on a camera if that looks backwards or not, but
no, it looks good.
So yeah, in Napoleon Hill talks about Andrew Carnegie. Now this is going back to in the early 1900s in the steel days, and how Andrew Carnegie assembled a group of 50 men. Back then, there was mostly men who ran companies, but of 50 men all around the steel industry, but not all of them were in steel, like some were in trains and different types of things. But what Carnegie taught Hill was that that was the reason for his ultimate success, because of bringing multiple minds together to create thought across multiple minds creates what he called a new mind, one that you can't get there on your own. So I think one of the largest reasons of a mastermind is to expand your mind through the influences of others that are at or I don't want to say above your level, or, you know, the point is, like you just said, you become a sum of the 5 people you associate with. I heard a podcast not too long ago, and I can't remember who was saying it. It might have been Michael Hyatt, but he was saying that basically, if everybody that you associate with is like at a lower income than you, you're in trouble. Because
right. I've heard other ones, you don't want to be the smartest person in the room. You want to go to another room where you're not the smartest one, so you can learn from the others.
You don't want to be the richest, and you don't want to be the smartest. Because
yeah. So we were talking about some of there's several, the book, Think and Grow Rich has a bunch of reasons for joining a mastermind group. There's several articles, but I thought we'd just go through them. So some of the reasons you might want to join, obviously, is going to be to challenge yourself, right?
Yeah.
To challenge yourself, a mastermind group will challenge you to grow your business to its fullest potential. Maybe an objection that I've heard is, I don't really have much to contribute to the group. I don't know much, right? I don't know a lot of things. So one of the biggest objections that I've heard is, I don't know anything. I don't know what, I just know my business and I barely know that, right? And what's unique about a mastermind group is actually you want people's perspectives from different industries, because you do know more than you think you know.
I have a very good friend, Doug, and he's a composer. I mean, he taught music at the college level. He taught symphony and all of that. Okay. Now, he's a marketing guy now. And you would immediately, what would go through your mind is, how does a composer guy associate that? He calls himself oh my goodness, I can't. But anyway, that's not the relevant part. What's relevant to what you were just saying is that he takes Beethoven's symphony and he explains how Beethoven went through all of these problems in his life. And it was until he was completely deaf when he finally came up with the 8th or 7th, you can tell I'm not a music guy, but he came out with some of his best stuff after he went deaf. And I realized these are the type of insights that it doesn't matter what industry you're in, anybody can influence somebody else because they see things through a different lens. And that's really where I think you were going with.
Exactly right. A different filter. I call that like a different filter on life. So just talk about brainstorming ideas. You can brainstorm ideas about your own business, but it's better if I brainstorm about your business, right? Because I'm coming at it from a different filter, a different perspective, thinking bigger, helping you to think bigger about your business just because of a different perspective. Build on that musicians thing. I just happened to be on a podcast last night that talks about the drummer Dave Grohl, Foo Fighters, used to be in Nirvana, And apparently he's a self-taught drummer, and they say he's one of the best drummers, but he doesn't do it like anybody else, right? So a lot of times you might be an entrepreneur who built the business yourself, right? You didn't do it like everybody else. Well, now that's an expertise. Now that's a skill. Now that's something you can teach others because they might not have done it the way you did it, and your way is better, or at least unique, right?
It is funny. It was the second you said that, I'm thinking of Jimi Hendrix, who he was left-handed, but he played his guitar upside down. And again, he taught himself, but he played his guitar upside down. And somebody eventually went to him and like, dude, your guitar's upside down. And he's like, no, it's not. That's how I play it.
That's right. I'm left-handed.
I didn't know it was upside down. See, that's the thing is when you don't know, but that's how we kind of all are as entrepreneurs. So I'm going to give the definition, the mastermind defined according to Napoleon Hill. It's a coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose. Each person in the mastermind has a different purpose. Some may be there to get more money. Some may be there to get more time of their life back. Some may have marital problems. They're trying to balance their business and their marriage, and there's different reasons why people join a mastermind, but that's you're bringing your minds together in a spirit of harmony so that you can get your defined or definite purpose, your purpose that you define that you want out of the mastermind.
Right. And that's a great point. Going back to the mastermind, it's like a coach, right? Every great athlete, I'm watching right now, the Michael Jordan, The Last Song, right? Every good athlete has a coach, right? Michael Jordan and Phil, you got Tiger, and he's had several of his coaches, pitchers, baseball fan pitchers have coaches. So all these guys have coaches, right? All these guys have their own mastermind group that help them get to be the better athletes. There's no reason business wouldn't be the same.
And that's where the accountability, I think, of a mastermind comes in, because a coach gives you that level of accountability, right?
Absolutely. So accountability is a great reason, right? So you're now accountable. They're talking about there are 3 levels of accountability. I came across this recently. Accountability is if I think it, hey, I want to get in better shape. There's more accountability if I write it down. Hey, I want to get in better shape, lose 10 pounds. By the way, be more specific. That's another one for accountability. And the third would be if I share it with you. Hey, Dave, I'm going to lose 10 pounds and exercise every day, right? There's a much more accountability if I'm sharing my idea with you.
Especially if I'm going to ask you about that in 2 weeks, because we're going to see each other. I'm going to say, hey, Matt, how's the 10 pounds coming?
Yeah. And that feeds right into the focus and clarity and increased confidence, right? So if I hold myself accountable, I've got you to hold me accountable, right? The group to hold me accountable. That gives me focus and clarity. And in order for me to do that, what do I need to focus on, right? We might be able to talk about that in the group. Clarity. Well, now that I know, here's how I'm going to lose the weight. Here's how I'm going to grow the business. Here's going to take more time off. Here's how I'm going to eliminate staff issues, right? Now I've got something to focus on. I've got clarity from the group. Now I got increased confidence to go execute it. And I know if I'm running into roadblocks, I'll have the group to come back to figure it out, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think the accountability, part of it is, I think as entrepreneurs, a lot of times we know what to do, but without accountability, we don't always do it because we're not always sure. We feel like, hey, but when you got a group of, let's say it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 guys, or not just guys, people. I don't want to imply guys because, you can have a great group, half and half, half women, half men. But the point is, when you've got a group of people and you say, hey guys, I have this idea about my business. And number one, you have confidence that you can confide in those people. And for instance, you and I, granted, this is episode 73, but this show started long before this. We kind of are a mastermind group in and of ourselves. And I've bounced ideas off you and vice versa. It's great to have that accountability partner where you feel comfortable. You say, Matt, what do you think about this? And I know you'll be honest with me. Dave, that sucks.
Right. Well, that goes back to like the mastermind feedback, the mastermind support. You talked about mastermind accountability, increased follow through, right? So I'm going to increase my chances of following through on those goals and those ideas. It's also interesting I think it actually leads Increase profits, right? All business owners want to make more money and take more time off and pay less in taxes. Those are the three things I hear from my clients. So increase profits, right? And it could have been an idea that I had about myself, and bouncing it off of you helped me solidify it. It could be an idea that you had coming from a different filter, an insight from a different business or a different entity, or I've done this, here's how I took my business to the next level. Along those lines, it's really funny if you start looking at successful businesses, it is the product providers who provide a service, or service who then add a product. The best example right now is Amazon.com, right? So Amazon.com started as books. We're going to sell books, right? Then his picture got, we're going to sell there's a whole PBS thing on Frontline, I think it was, on Jeff Bezos. Then after books, we're going to sell everything we can online. But now what is the most profitable part is the service business. They actually have a data storage, the cloud storage, which is a service business. They had a product selling books, but now the most profitable is a service, which is the web-based service, is actually the most profitable part of Amazon.com. Microsoft, same way. They were doing, Word is a product, Excel and Windows, right? Now they have their, I forget what it's called, their cloud computing service as well. IBM used to sell hardware products. Now IBM is cloud servicing, right? So if you got a product, you want to offer service. If you offer service, then you need to sell a product, right? You might come up with those ideas from the mastermind group because you didn't even know or think about them because you were just concentrated on your little bubble.
Yeah, and that's the other aspect. And I'll use you as an example. Because you handle large clients and help them invest their money, if you will, you hear things that maybe a lot of other people don't hear, because, in other words, how other entrepreneurs handle this or handle that. Whereas I've owned multiple companies, 7 companies in the past 28 years. And I say 7, there's more than that, but I don't bring up all the failures.
We never do.
Tried and didn't make it. But those 7 companies taught me pretty much different products, different services, but really 7 almost very similar ways to do the same thing. Whereas you see all these other entrepreneurs, and that's where the difference is in a mastermind group, that multiple brain power from different directions. That's, I think, part of the synergy of the group, I guess, in where so much input has to come from each member. And I believe you have to be selective on who you let into your mastermind group for that reason. You want people that can elevate everyone in the group as well.
So. Oh, absolutely. I'll give you other couples examples. So through the years on the investment, I've come up with my investment philosophy and strategy. And I'm not just talking stocks and bonds. I'm talking about business investments. I'm talking about business growth strategies, how I view the world through the filters that I've learned from my clients, my successful clients, right? And so one of the best filters I have right now is most people focus on, tell me how much money I can make with this project. We're going to, whatever it is, rehab the house, build a building, start a new business. Everybody wants to hear how much money am I going to make, right? And my filter is the complete opposite of that, which is tell me the worst case scenario if it doesn't work out, right? Then the profits will take care of themselves. If I'm comfortable with the worst case scenario, the upside will take care of itself.
It's funny you say that. That's where experience comes in. So I had a conversation with somebody who wanted me to be a part of a business opportunity they have recently, and they know my marketing prowess. And I said, you don't understand what you're asking. The cost of the opportunity is more than I can give right now. Regardless of the upside, I know every opportunity comes with there's a cost. And
right.
To invest that time, that energy, that brain power, I knew from experience that the opportunity cost was more than I could spend. See, they only looked at the upside potential, like you said.
Yeah, right.
I look at what it's going to cost to get the upside potential. So, and that comes from experience. And that's what, when you get into a mastermind group, that's the exciting part. That's why I like Strategic Coach a lot, because we had a lot of entrepreneurs and we'd talk and we'd brainstorm and a lot of stuff from a lot of different directions. And that wasn't a mastermind. That was being coached. And it's important to understand. We're talking about a mastermind group where you have a group of, we'll say, equals that can interject, but you have the opportunity to really grow together, I guess you'd say.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'll give you another 2 examples. So we were talking about, actually, I was on a strategic coach call earlier today. We're talking about increasing your confidence. And so like I have my own little strategy that I put together that it's all about confidence, right? It's all about confidence. The more confidence that I have, the more successful I will be. And you can know that in and of yourself. If you'll make better decisions, the more confident you feel, right? On anything, you'll make better decisions if you're confident. So this was talking about, you know, how have you gotten confidence in the past? Usually it's by past successes. How are you building your confidence now? Like, what are you learning new, a new skill? How are you building up your business as we come out of this crisis, right? Gives you confidence. And then helping others gain confidence gives you confidence. So that's one of the other benefits of a mastermind group is you help others, right? So you helping others with your own insights, your own questions. You don't have to know all the answers. You just might know the right questions to ask, right? And helping others gives you confidence that you do know what you are more knowledgeable than you thought you were, but also gives you confidence in yourself, which obviously leads to better results on your own business side.
Yeah,
right?
I think, and you and I talked about this last week after our call. I think most entrepreneurs suffer a little bit from what's called imposter syndrome.
Right.
Where it's like I've talked to guys who've been in business like 15 years, and they're like, I'm afraid that somebody's going to figure out that I really don't know what I'm doing. If you're an entrepreneur and you feel that way, welcome to the club. We all kind of feel that way, and that's why it's important to have that group, that multiple confidence building group. That as you start to give your input into the group, you're going to go, and some people are going to go, dude, that's brilliant. And you're going to go, me, brilliant? No, I'm not brilliant.
Well, it goes back to, we could use our examples like we used before when you had the locksmith business and you were talking about the, 99 cents for whatever it was.
49 cents. Keys 49 cents.
Keys 49 cents, right? And that was a genius marketing idea, which got you into changing out locks and all this other stuff. But you had a great marketing idea that would work valuable for somebody else, at the restaurant or the haircutting business, right? I've got a guy right now that we're talking to. He's got basically 3 lines of business. And so part of what we're doing during this crisis time is evaluating the 3 lines of business. They're not all as profitable. They're not all as the equal amount of time, right? Some take more time than others. So we want a combination of the 2 and what does he enjoy doing, right? So let's say the combination of the 3, right? What takes the least amount of time, makes the most money, and enjoy doing the most, right? Boom, boom, boom. And now we can go and eliminate one of those lines of business, or if not eliminate his involvement.
Yeah, or put it on hold. I mean, so that's another thing right now that I think entrepreneurs are facing. They're going, okay, I've been doing this whole thing for however many years, let's just say, and now let's say it's not viable. I don't know what, there's a lot of things that you can't do right now. If you have a retail store where people come into your place.
Healthcare, you can't get in to help people that are in assisted living right now because nobody wants to see anybody. They got locked down.
There's just a lot of businesses right now that really have to shift and do something else. This is not the time to go crawl into a hole. I mean, this is the time to get into a mastermind and say, I want to put some stuff out here. I don't know what's going to work or what's not, but I need some people to talk to about this.
Oh, it's great. And so I just had a coaching session this morning with one of my guys. So this will be kind of discussion you have in the mastermind group, right? So they're in a healthcare business. So that's going to be where you can't really get in front of people right now, right? Unless they're emergencies. And so it's, what has worked in the past? What do we think will work going forward? Let's brainstorm some ideas. But now let's get into the ideas of what other services can we provide to those same people? What other services could we, if we didn't provide them, we could introduce, refer, and have a referral arrangement. Who else would like to have access to my centers of influence, the people that give me clients? And maybe I can introduce them, and it doesn't have to be me who sells the product or the service. I might be able to find somebody else. So it might be that you have this little niche and you've been in your little bubble, and that's what I've been doing. But now it's like, so this was the challenge. I literally said, write down 5 other services you could provide or somebody else could provide. List 5 other joint venture partners, meaning they have access to your clients, but we don't compete. Different line, different product or different service they're offering. And then 5 how I called it, referral sources, other services that you could team up with somebody to provide to your clients, whether it be a referral arrangement or just kind of a white label. And so just thinking that's 15 ideas of where we can take this business when we come out of this thing that they weren't even considering, because they were just, I do one thing. I got one little service, and it's all gone to heck because of right now in the shutdown. But as we come out of this, let's have some brainstorm, some ideas, and we get to bounce that off that, because I've seen businesses that have offered complimentary services, found one great joint venture partner, and gone through the roof. Right?
Yeah. And you, let's face it, you and I both, we've navigated some tough economies in the past. You converted your business, from when the economy crashed back in 2009, you changed courses. I changed courses. I changed the way I invested in real estate back then, to literally leaving the real estate business by 2007, something I'd been investing in. And I came back into it after the market had crashed. Some would say you're lucky. And I would say, yeah, I was very lucky, but I also recognized, partially because I was involved with other investors in a mastermind group. And we kind of all felt like, hey, now I will say, out of a group of 10 guys, a couple stayed in and they lost their butt. Now, call that greed, call it what you will. But some of us said, you know what, this. But that's what I'm saying is, I was in a group and we all agreed that there's a problem in the industry. And that was in 2000, really late 05, 06, early 06. And we could see it. And that's what a mastermind group, here we are, we're entering what I think is probably going to be one of the most unbelievable opportunities in entrepreneurial history, is going to be in the next probably 2 years, because so many entrepreneurs are going to, I hate to say it, fall apart in this because of what's happening. They're going to fall apart.
They won't recover. Right.
Because they're mentally they're not going to seek out the help of others, because they're going to think, I can't deal with this. So instead of getting into a group where you could get some input that will help you make the adjustments you need, instead, some people are going to fall apart. Some of us are going to get together and we're going to say, let's go, man. Let's take off now, because if this is the starting point, we can go up from here. And that's that's why you want to be in a mastermind right now. That's the power of a mastermind.
That is the power of the mastermind. All right. So I was going to, start summarizing, reasons to join a mastermind group, right? This all started. Napoleon Hill, a great book, Think and Grow Rich. We talked about you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with, right? Yep. So all kinds of reasons. Challenge yourself, brainstorming, think bigger. You gain focus and clarity when you're in a mastermind. Increase confidence. We talked about that a little bit. Mastermind feedback, getting feedback for your business. Mastermind support, mastermind accountability. We talked about the 3 types of accountability. I can just think it, I could write it down, or I could let you hold me accountable. That's much, much stronger. Increased follow-through. That'll lead to increased follow-through on your part. Increased profits, obviously. Increased balance. Helping others. You might have knowledge that you didn't even know you had to help, which also gains your confidence. Deep and lasting connections. We talked about this. New business partners and cross promotions, right? If you're in a mastermind group, you guys have things in common. There might be new business opportunities amongst the group. These people aren't your customers, but they're people that you can team up with and do things together, right? You don't approach them as I'd like you to buy my product. You approach them as, hey, let's partner up and see what we can do together to grow both our businesses.
I'll say that's one thing that multiple people have talked about in some other masterminds. Some of their biggest joint ventures have come out of the mastermind, because 2 minds got together and said, hey, maybe we should do something.
Collaboration, right? We're not competing, we're collaborating.
Inspiration is another one that, being in a mastermind group gives you an inspiration, because you're part of something that's bigger as a whole than it is to you as an individual.
Yeah. So Dave and I are starting up a new mastermind group here. If you'd like to know more about it, reach out to one of us through the website, ProfitabilityMD. Reach out on LinkedIn, my LinkedIn, Matt Hudgens, his on David Mulvaney. Heck, book a call with us, right? Send us an email. We'll book a call. We'll get to know each other, see if you're a good fit, and take it from there. I mean, with nothing to lose and everything to gain, especially coming out of this tough environment, you really should explore a mastermind group. And we've got a great one and great knowledge and to share. And I think it'd be a great discussion to have and just take it from there.
I do want to say that we're looking for somebody who, for those who can elevate us too. I mean, we want you to bring to the group. Don't even go to a mastermind unless you intend to bring your knowledge, your wisdom, because that's what the power of a mastermind is. Like the connection, two minds. No two minds. This is straight out of Napoleon Hill. No two minds ever come together without creating a third invisible, intangible force, which may be likened to a third mind. That's what happens when two minds come together. They create a force that was not possible, a thought, if you will, that was not possible before. I always say that if we're made in the image of our Creator, that makes us creators. And when two of our minds come together, we can create more than we could have created in the first place. So,
right. It's funny. So again, I told you I was watching the Michael Jordan, The Last Dance, right? And so the early years of Michael Jordan, it was all about Michael Jordan. And then when Phil came in to coach, it was, hey, Michael, we're going to get you a supporting cast. So I'm not trying to make you worse. I'm trying to get you to make the rest of the team better. And when he started relying on Paxton and Pippen and to support, and Rodman on defense, and actually Rodman was offense too when Pippen was out, it was when Michael Jordan was the best basketball player, but he needed a coach, a mastermind team for added support. And that's when they won their, 6 out of 7.
6 or 7, crazy.
Three-peat twice. Anyway, it's been awesome, but you didn't know that. Like, he did not like Phil Jackson at first because the previous coach was every play ended with Michael Jordan getting the ball.
Yeah.
And Phil Jackson was saying, well, Michael, if we can get you 3 people on you, then somebody's got to be open. And I got to get you to trust in the team. Anyway, that just reminded me of that. So
that's perfect.
That's the exact concept, right?
Yeah.
So,
we want to bring a team of entrepreneurs together so that we can all elevate each other. So yeah.
If you'd like to know more about it, reach out to us, ProfitabilityMD, book a call. And this is really an interview process. You like us, we like you, and see if we get into it. We're looking for a group of about 10 people to start this mastermind and get this concept going. All right. Well, you can find me, Matt Hudgens, LinkedIn, and 10xprofitblueprint.com. ProfitabilityMD, our webcast, ProfitabilityMD, is available wherever you can find podcasts. How about Dave Mulvaney?
Find me at davidmulvaney.com. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, David Mulvaney, as well as most platforms, either David Mulvaney or David T. Mulvaney. And, of course, you can check us out on our YouTube channel, which is also ProfitabilityMD. Perfect. And the MD stands for Matt and Dave, and we'd love to discuss with you if you're looking to really grow your mind and your business over the coming years. Get in touch with us. We'll talk about the mastermind.
Sounds perfect. All right, Dave, be good.
Talk soon. Take care.